Hello guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm Jemilat, and in today's video we'll be talking about how to draft a basic skirt pattern. The measurement we'll be needing is our hip measurement, your waist measurement, your waist to hip, and the length of your skirt. Those are the basic measurement that we'll be needing for this class. So before we go straight into the tutorial, I want us to get to know how I got about this block here. So now, how did I get this block? Just like the way we did in our basic bodice half scale pattern, that is the same way we'll be doing here. So I how did I determine the block? The biggest measurement here will determine the amount of block that you'll be needing for your pattern. So what I did is this: my hip is 37 and my waist is 29. So the biggest measurement here is 37. So I divided 37 by 2. That is for your front and your back. So 37 divided by 2 give us 8.25. So that was how I was able to get the 8.25. That was how I was able to get this block. So I made 1 inch margin here. It's not compulsory though, but I love doing that in case of anything. So I made 1 inch margin at the top here, and also 1 inch margin down here. Then I measure the length of the skirt. You can make your own short, long, any length of your choice. So I measure the length of my skirt and I made a block like this, right? So now we have to divide this block into two parts. That is for your front and your back. Now, how do we do that? You're going to take your tape from here and measure and see what you have here, right? Measure and see what you have here and divide it by 2, right? You're going to be dividing it by 2. Okay, so once you divide it by 2, sorry, so you're going to be dividing it by 2 this way, right? You do it all the way down. 10.25. You're going to be doing it all the way down. So here now. Make sure when you are drafting your pattern, you don't use marker. I'm using marker because I want you guys to actually see what I am doing. That is why I'm using marker. Because if I choose to use pencil, you might not actually see the drawings on my paper, right? So I've gotten my front and back. So what do we do next? We take our vertical measurement, right? And what do I mean by the vertical measurement? Vertical measurement is a kind of measurement that you take lengthwise. That is your shoulder to your waist to hip. That is what vertical measurement is all about. And we have the horizontal measurement. Horizontal measurement is a kind of measurement that you take round your body. That is your waist measurement, your round bust measurement, your round hip measurement. That is what vertical and horizontal measurement is all about. So let me not go into that anymore. So my waist to hip here is 9 inches. So I'll be taking 9 inches all the way down, right? So you can take your own accurate waist to hip measurement, right? So that you can get everything accurately. So I'll rule it this way and do the same thing as well here. So this is my hip line, right? This is my hip line. So here is my front. We'll label here front and we'll label here back. Okay, so and here is the length of my skirt. So what we are going to do now is to impute our waist measurement. So the waist I'm working with is waist of 29. 29 divided by 2 will give us 7.25 plus 1 inch that allowance, that is 8.25. So I'm going to be imputing my 8.25 here. Okay, so the hip will do the same thing for the back, right? We're going to be doing the same thing for the back. But one thing I want you guys to notice is, just like the way we did back tightening for our basic bodies, we'll be doing back tightening also for our skirts pattern, because our back is not actually that very straight. So at the center back line, I'm going to be taking in ½ inch. Okay, I'm going to be taking in ½ inch. So it's just like a dart that we are taking out. Then I'm going to be connecting this ½ inch that you just took in here now to your hip line. Okay, so I'm going to be taking it to my hip line. Make sure that you don't have any pointed points at your hip line here. And if there is any pointy edges there, you're going to be adjusting it with your hand. So now here is just like a dart that we are taking out, right? Just like a dart we are taking out. So your measurement now will start from this new line here. Okay. So we have waist is 7.25. That is 29 divided by 4, 7.25. Then plus 1 inch that intake, which is 8.25. So we're going to be taking our 8.25 here. That is from this new line that we have here, 8.25. Okay, so we're going to be connecting it to our hip line. We already have a hip of 9.25 here. Yes. So guys, I'll be connecting it to the hip line here, right? Remember we made the block the size of our hip line, right? So I'll be connecting it to the hip line. Okay, so this is what I'm doing. Hope you're seeing what I'm doing here. So you make sure that you don't have any pointy parts on your block, right? So I'm connecting it this way. Okay, so this is what we have here, right? So now we want to impute our darts. So remember, we'll be making use of our nipple to nipple point here, right? So the nipple to nipple point in our basic bodies was is 7 inches. Okay, so 7 divided by 2, because our pattern is on fold. That for front is on fold, and for back is on fold. So we have to divide it by 2. So 7 divided by 2 is 3.5. So I'll be taking 3.5 from my center front here to get our dart leg, 3.5. Okay, so for the front you can go up by 3 inches or 2 inches. That is where your dart leg should stop. Your dart shouldn't go into your hip line. So for the front here, I'll be going in by 2 inches. I'll be going up by 2 inches from our dart line, by 2 inches. So I'm going to be connecting the 3.5 point here to where the 2 inches stopped. So that is what I'm doing at the moment. So now remember we are taking in 1 inch, that is half inch on both sides of your dart leg here. So I'll be taking in half inch here. Okay, half inch at the both sides, on both sides of your dart leg. So half inch here and half inch here. So we're going to be connecting this to this point here. Okay, so half inch here, you're going to be connecting it all the way down to where your dart leg stop. Then you do the same thing for the back. Remember, this is our new center back. Okay, we've taken away that here. We did our back tightening here. So and the main reason, and one of the major reason again for this back tightening, is to help prevent any zipper bulge at the back of your skirt. Okay, so now this is our new dart leg here. I hope you can see that. So you are going to be taking your 3.5 from there. Okay, so 3.5 here. Then remember
So guys, remember
we
we
removed
removed
1 inch here. So let's
0.5
take it
inch for the
3.5
back
plus 1
tightening,
inch, that
okay?
is 4
So you want
inches.
to have
So
a
you're going to be
straight
taking
line
4
when
inches. So you can take your
imputing
4
our data.
inches
So what you're
from
going to simply do
the
is to add the
original
0.5
center back
to
line,
your
so that we
normal
have a
3.5
straight
inches to have a
line.
straight line down.
Okay,
Then you
so
measure it
we
all
are
the way
taking
down,
4
okay?
inches, and you can also go up by 2 inches from your hip line. So you're going to be taking 4 inches, then you connect it. So remember we are taking out half inch on both sides. Then okay, so that is that for the darts. So at the most times when you see some skirt, it has this kind of folds at the center front. So we want to be able to like prevent that from on our pattern. So at the center front here, you're going to be coming down by 1.5 inches. That is 1.5 inches. You can also come down by 1 inch. Okay, so but for this class, I'll be making use of 1.5 inches. So you're going to be connecting the points like so. Okay, so it's not going to be affecting anything. Instead, it will help to prevent any smile lines or any folds at the front of your skirt. So if let's say for instance you want a basic straight skirt, this is simply the pattern for a basic straight skirt. Okay, so let's say you want a pencil skirt, you want to give your skirt a bomb illusion. See, watch me do this. So if you want to make your skirt a pencil skirt, you can take out um 2 inches from your original hip measurement. You can take out 1.5 inches depending on how pegged or how fitted you want it to be at the knee length. Okay, so now we have 9.25 here for our hip line. So I'm removing 2 inches from my hip measurement. Okay, so we already have the exact hip measurement on our pattern here. So what I'm going to simply do is this. I'm going to be removing 2 inches from here and connect it to the hip line. Okay, that is 2 inches from this skirt is more or less to the knee length. So there is no need for me to start measuring up and down again. So I'm taking out 2 inches. I'm going to be connecting it to the hip line. Make sure you don't have any sharp point, any sharp edge. If there's any sharp edge, you have to make sure that you align it and to eliminate any sharp point. So this is what we have here. So for the back, now I want to give that bone illusion to the back. For the back, this is what you're going to simply do. So you have to share the 2 inches equally between your center front and your side back. Okay, so now that 2 inches, now that is, you have to share it equally. So that is 1 on both sides. Okay, so this is 1 inch here and this is 1 inch here. I hope you get that. So for the back, we want to give it, I'll repeat it again. For the back, we want to give it a bum illusion, right? So that your bum will be able to sit perfectly on your skirts. So we're going to be sharing the 2 inches that we removed from the hip line equally on both sides of your back skirt pattern. That is 1 inch on this at the center front, at the center back, and 1 inch at the side back. Okay, so we're going to be connecting it to this one inch here. This one inch here. So we're going to be connecting it all the way. Sorry. I hope you see what I am doing now. So guys, our skirt is almost ready. So here is, you have to label it. You have to label the back so that you not get confused when. So let's say you want to have events at the back. So you can just go up here by 6 inches. Okay, that is from your hemline. You go up by 6 inches. Then just take in 1.5 inch for your vent. Okay, so I hope you can see the whole thing. So guys, we are done with our basic skirt pattern. Oh, so here is our basic skirt pattern. So guys, assuming you don't want that on your skirt, you can just close, just like the way we close our just like the way we closed our bust that on our basic bodice pattern. So you can just close this dart here, right? You can just close the dart this way. Okay, you close the dart this way and transfer your pattern to fabric. Make sure that you align here. Okay, so this is how to close your dart on your pattern. You just close it, tape it down. Okay, tape it down, then you transfer it to your fabric. That is if you don't want that on your skirt. Okay, but if you want that on your skirt, you can just leave it this way. Okay, so that is that about our basic skirts. Hope you guys do understand what we just did. So in case you haven't subscribed to all this time, guys, what are you still waiting for? What are you still waiting for? Let's grow this community together, guys. We can do this. So in case you haven't subscribed, please do well to subscribe and turn on your notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. So guys, let me know whether you enjoyed this class in the comment section. I'll be seeing you guys in my next video. Bye bye.